Hello friends, good morning, and we are back again into the class to deal with our globalization topic. And we saw how the policies of the government can change the globalization and encourage the trade between the countries. And when the government want control the trade between the other countries, what the government does is increase the tax on imports and also create quotas. Only make a list of things that can be imported and other things will not be allowed to import. So in order to protect the interests of the local traders, local business people, government has to take such a kind of decisions. Otherwise all the things will be brought from foreign country and that will be cheaper and all will go for buying that and nobody will be buying Indian things. So that kind of problems will be there. So in order to protect the interests of the nation, government has to make certain rules, certain barriers in the matters of globalization. Otherwise our country will not grow, will not progress. And we shall talk about the WTO. I'm sure you all have heard about WTO, World Trade Organization. So this is a global organization which is regulating certain kind of rules for all the countries in the world, especially those who are joining this organization. So we have seen that, we can take page number 65. We have seen that the liberalization of foreign trade and investment in India was supported by some very powerful international organizations. And these organizations say that all barriers to foreign trade and investment are harmful and there should be no barriers. Trade between countries should be free. All countries in the world should liberalize their policies. So there are certain international organizations are there which are supporting the trade in other countries. When the government lifted up the barriers, we saw it was welcomed by many international countries, international organizations, and they say we should allow free trade between any country or every country. There should not be any restriction by the government. There should be free trade. So that is the common saying by international organizations. So World Trade Organization is one such organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. So we can underline that. What is the aim of WTO? It is to liberalize international trade. So World Trade Organization, it is one of the organizations in the world which is supporting the free trade, globalized trade. There should be no barriers. That is their policy. And started at the initiative of the developed countries, WTO establishes rules regarding international trade and sees that these rules are obeyed. 149 countries of the world are currently members of the World Trade Organization, that is in 2006. So this organization is started by the developed countries, the rich countries, and there should be no trade barriers. So they are already developed and they are able to produce good quality things, and therefore if they want to sell their things in the developing countries or underdeveloped countries, so they want to exploit. If the foreign things are reaching in the developing countries or underdeveloped countries, then all the things that are produced locally in that country, it will not be sold. All will be going for buying foreign things which are cheaper and which are better in quality and so on. So in order to encourage the local traders, local business people, the government will have to take proper decisions, and they may have to impose certain barriers and so on. So India itself opened up to the globalization only after 40 years after independence. Till then, India gave chance to its own business people to produce things, to improve things and so on. And at present, according to the 2006, till 2006, only 149 countries have joined this liberalization and the free trade. the WTO organization. Though WTO is supposed to allow free trade for all, in practice, it is seen that the developed countries have unfairly retained trade barriers. So, WTO say that free trade should be allowed. Every country should have trade with each other. But we see those developed countries or those rich countries, they are having barriers. They are not allowing import of things into their country, but they want to have export from to other poor countries. So they started this WTO in order to help them to become more and more richer at the expense of the poor countries or developing countries. That is there. So they have made the rules in order to suit them. They say everybody should be open to the globalization and the free trade, but they are not open. They are expecting others to be open, but they themselves are not open. That is the funniest thing. And on the other hand, WTO rules have forced the developing countries to remove trade barriers. An example of this is the current debate on trade in agricultural products. So the WTO is by the rich countries and they are making rules for themselves, which is helping them, and at the expense of the developing countries they are trying to become richer and richer. And let's see about a debate that is going on agricultural products. So you have seen in chapter 2 that the agriculture sector provides the bulk of employment and the significant portion of the GDP in India. So we studied in chapter 2 about GDP of our country. We found that 64% of the Indian people are working in agriculture field, and they are providing a significant GDP to the growth or national economy of our country. Then compared to a developed country such as the US, the share of the agriculture GDP is at 1% and its share in total employment a tiny 0.5%. So if you go to America, we will see people who are working in agriculture field are just half percentage, not even 1%. Only half percentage of the people are working in agriculture, and their contribution to the GDP of the country is how much? Just 1%. But in India it is 64% of the people are working in agriculture field. See, but in America it is only just half percentage. And yet this very small percentage of people who are engaged in agriculture in the US receive massive sums of money from the US government for production and for exports to other countries. So though these few people are working in America in the agriculture field, the government is giving a lot of help to these few people, this just half percentage of the people, to help them to produce more agriculture things and help them to export to other countries. So the government is encouraging them so much. And due to this massive money that they receive, US farmers can sell the farm products at abnormally low prices. The surplus farm products producers are sold in other country markets at low prices, adversely affecting farmers in these countries. So the farmers in America, they receive a lot of help from the government, therefore they have very less expense. Government is meeting the expense. So they are producing a lot of things and they are exporting to other countries. And when they reach other countries, they can sell it at a cheaper rate. You know why? Because they receive a lot of money from the government. They are not spending. Farmers are not spending money. They are getting help from government. Therefore, what the farmers are spending, for example, for producing wheat, maybe the total expense may be, let's say, 100 rupees. To produce wheat, 100 rupees. Or 100 may not reach. Let's say 50 rupees. 1 kg wheat production is only 50 rupees. Maybe that is 30 rupees is spent by the government. Government is giving to the farmers free of cost, helping. You take 30 rupees. Then farmer needs to spend only 20 rupees. So when farmer is exporting this wheat to other country, let's say India, they are exporting wheat to India, and they will sell it here in 25 rupees enough. They spend only 20 rupees for making and 5 rupees for them to get profit. Just say that. So, but in India, government is not giving any help to the farmers. The farmers are spending the entire money. So, they have to spend all the 50 rupees from their pocket, the farmers. The government is doing nothing. And India farmers will be spending 50 rupees for producing wheat, and they will be selling in the market, let's say, for 55 rupees. 5 rupees they take profit. So, the American farmers will be selling wheat in India for 25 rupees. And Indian farmers will be selling for 55 rupees. So naturally people will buy which one? The American wheat, which is 25 rupees costly, or Indian wheat, which is 55 rupees costly. So by buying from American farmers, they can save 30 rupees per kg. They can save. So they will buy that. So that is what America is doing. America is already a developed country, and they are trying to exploit the poor countries. So they try to export all their agriculture products in the country with a cheaper rate and make the people to buy their products. And the local farmers, nobody will be there to buy their products, and at the end they will be ending up in a loss. They spend so much money to produce this wheat and other things, but nobody is buying. All are buying foreign things. Therefore, the local farmers will be suffering. So that are all the trade tricks of the rich countries, and the WTO is created for that purpose only, in order to help the rich countries to become richer and richer. And they will not allow the export of food grains from poor countries to rich countries. They will say no need, but they will try to force to export their things to poor countries. That is the situation. So people need to be aware about this cunningness of WTO, and the government has to take steps to protect its own farmers. Then developing countries are therefore asking the developed country governments, we have reduced trade barriers as per WTO rules, but you have ignored the rules of WTO and have continued to pay your farmers vast sums of money. You have asked our governments to stop supporting our farmers, but you are doing so yourselves. Is this free and fair trade? So we said the rich countries, the government is supporting the farmers, giving them subsidies, giving them grant, giving them money and so on. But they are asking poor countries, don't support your farmers, don't give them any free money, let them work hard. So they themselves are helping, but they are blocking other poor countries to help the farmers. So there is a lot of injustice. So WTO, it is created by the developed countries, and in order to become richer and richer. So their performance is not up to the mark. They are not sincere, they are not honest. There is a lot of cheating, a lot of insincerity is there, unfairness is there. Let's see the following page. Some fill in the blanks are there. Let's see. WTO was started at the initiative of dash countries. Which countries? Developed countries. And the aim of the WTO is to liberalize international trade. Liberalize international trade. WTO establishes rules regarding international trade for all countries, and sees that these rules are obeyed. In practice, trade between countries is not fair, F-A-I-R, fair. And developing countries like India have removed trade barriers, whereas developed countries in many cases have continued to provide protection to their producers. So that is a fill in the blanks. The second one, what do you think can be done so that trade between countries is more fair? So if the trade is not fair, then the members should withdraw. Countries should withdraw from WTO and they should protest, because one country is following fair method, another country is following unfair method, then there is no sincerity, there is no equality, there is no proper benefit. So everyone should get equal benefit, especially the poor countries should get more benefit. That should be the attitude. Otherwise WTO is not useful. And in the above example, we saw that the US government gives massive sums of money to farmers for production. At times, governments also give support to promote production of certain types of goods, such as those which are environmentally friendly. So discuss whether these are fair or not. Suppose government sees that what the people are producing is not very good for the environment, it is harmful. So government is telling, if we are producing these things, such good things which are friendly with environment, then we will give you help. So that is to encourage the farmers to produce things that are friendly with environment, which are not causing the environmental degradation and so that is good for, it is not only good for that country, it is good for everyone in the world to create things that are good for environment. Now let's see the impact of globalization in India. So we said globalization has taken place and lot of things, a lot of barriers have been removed. And let us see what is the impact in India. What benefit it has brought to India? The impact in India. What is the impact of globalization in India? That is what we are going to see. So, in the last 15 years, globalization of the economy has come to a long way. So, we can say during the last 15 years or so, the globalization has improved such a lot. There has been so much of development. What has been its effect on the lives of the people? So, because of this globalization, has it affected the life of the people of India? Has it helped the people to improve or become better and so on? So, globalization and greater competition among producers, both local and foreign producers, has been an advantage to consumers. So one thing is that there is competition between the local producers and the foreign producers. And when there is a competition, what will happen? We have already said in the last class, the price will be reduced. So the quality will be improved and the price will be reduced. So that is to the advantage of the consumers. They will be able to get good products with a cheaper rate. They will try to reduce the price in order to attract the customers. Particularly the well-off sections in the urban areas. So people especially living in the urban areas, they have a lot of options are there, a lot of opportunities are there. Because they are living in the town and market is there, they can buy different types of things. But people who are living in the village, they have no much access. They live everyday same thing. They eat rice and mustard leaves and they don't care for modern things that are available in the market and so on. So the people living in the urban area or the town, they have a lot of benefit because of this competition between the local traders as well as local traders and foreign traders. Then there is greater choice before these consumers who now enjoy improved quality and lower prices for several products. As a result, these people today enjoy much higher standards of living than was possible earlier. So this last during 15 years or so, we can say the people who are living in the town, they have got lot of benefits, especially they have a lot of new things available in the market. They can choose a lot of new things and that way it has become very helpful for them. A lot of new choices are there because there is competition or because of globalization. The things of the foreign company are produced in India or imported to India and it is available. They can choose the best thing that is available, that is needed for them. And among the producers and workers, the impact of globalization has not been uniform. So among the producers and workers, we can say the impact that is not equal, it is not uniform. Some people are getting more benefits, some people are getting less benefit. Firstly, MNCs, that is multinational companies, have increased their investments in India over the past 15 years, which means investing in India has been beneficial for them. So if you look at the foreign companies during the last 15 years, we realize that the foreign companies are investing more and more. So if they are investing more and more, what is the meaning or what is the understanding? They are getting more profit. That is why they are willing to invest more. Suppose their business is running loss, then they will not invest again. They will say better not to do investment, we shall stop. But they are ready to come and do more investment. That shows they are getting a lot of profit by working in India, by starting industry in India, producing in India and so on. Then MNCs have been interested in industries such as cell phones, automobiles, electronic items, soft drinks, fast food or services such as banking in urban areas. So you can underline which are the areas that multinational corporations are investing. What are they? They are interested in industries such as cell phone, mobile phone, then automobiles, vehicles, electronics, then soft drinks like Coca-Cola, Pepsi and so on, then fast food, a lot of fast food is there, then services such as banking. So these are the areas where the multinational companies like to invest in India and run the business in this. And these products have a large number of well-off buyers. So why they want to invest only in this? Because there is a lot of demand. A lot of people are there. If you produce this kind of things, consumers are plenty. A lot of people will come for buying. So that's why. So they will see which thing has got more demand in the market. Accordingly, they will produce. Suppose they realize certain things nobody likes to buy, then they will never invest in that business. They will never try to produce that item because nobody is going to buy and they will not get any profit. So they will look which has got more demand by the customers, then they will try to produce that item by investing more money in that industry. Then these products have large number of well-off buyers. Then in these industries and services, new jobs have been created. So another thing, another advantage for India is that when they come and do the investment, a lot of job is created, job opportunities. They start a new factory, new industry, new production unit, then a lot of people are taken from India to work in that. So a lot of people in India get job opportunity. And why do they call Indians to work there? We said earlier, because the labor charge in India is cheap. Because of that, they like to call people from India. Suppose the labor charge is very high in India, then they will bring people from their own country to work here. So since here it is cheaper, they prefer to take from here. And the people of India, they know English, they can easily communicate and so on. Then also local companies supplying raw materials etc. to these industries have prospered. So there are a lot of local companies are there which are supporting or which are providing these raw materials to produce these things. The raw materials are produced by local companies here. So they also have progress and prosper. They have become rich by working for these companies. So some people have got the benefits. The local companies have benefited by supplying raw materials. The local people have benefited by providing, getting job opportunity and so on. Then second is several of the top Indian companies have been able to benefit from increased competition. So some of the Indian companies, they are facing competition because when the foreign company is producing something, they have to produce better things than that. Then only there will be demand for their things. Otherwise, nobody will buy. Everybody will be buying only foreign things. So that competition has increased. Therefore, it has helped them to produce better things. That way, top Indian companies have benefit to increase the competition. They have invested in newer technology and production methods and raise their production standards. So these companies, they also start using better technology, better methods and so on. And also they are investing more money in order to improve their quality of the production. Then Some have gained from successful collaborations with foreign companies. So sometimes there is company collaboration and joint fellowship with other foreign companies. So that way also the help or the benefit is there for the Indian companies. Then moreover, globalization has enabled some large Indian companies to emerge as multinationals themselves. So because of this globalization, some of the Indian companies also have become multinational corporation. They are able to go to other country and invest there and start their factory, their industry there, invest money there and so on. So all other times we are thinking about foreign companies coming to India. Now Indians also have learned the technology, learned the trick, and they are able to go to foreign country and start business there. For example, Tata Motors, they are able to sell things in the foreign countries. Then Infosys, their IT department, they are able to sell items, electronic items in the foreign countries. Then Ranbaxy, their medicines, medical companies are there selling in abroad. Then Asian Paints, then Sundaram Fasteners, their nuts and bolts. Then are some of the Indian companies which are spreading their operations worldwide. So these are the companies that are operating outside. You can underline which are the Indian companies operating in foreign countries. One is Tata Motors, Infosys, Ranbaxy, Asian Paints, Sundaram Fasteners. They are making nuts and bolts. So these companies have developed, entered into foreign countries. So globalization has also created new opportunities for companies providing services, particularly those involving IT. So this globalization also has created new opportunities for Indian IT companies to provide more work for them. So the Indian company producing a magazine for the London-based company and call centers are some examples. Earlier we said the example that a magazine producer, publisher in London, he sent the matter via internet to India in Delhi, and they will print the magazine in India and send to England again by aeroplane. That way the work is done. So because of this, some of the Indian companies are benefiting. Then the Indian company producing a magazine for the London based call company and the other call centers, many call centers are there, that is customer care centers are there. They are also helping for these foreign countries. So many people are getting job there. And besides, a host of services such as data entry, accounting, administrative tasks, engineering are now being done cheaply in countries such as India and are exported to developed countries. So we are also able to do a lot of services here like data entry, engineering service, administrative tasks. All these works are done here in India and then it is exported to other countries. So we have a lot of skilled people are there, talented people are there, and we produce so many things, so many items, so many programs, and we sell it to other country, export it to other countries. So that is how the Indians have benefited from the globalization. So many people have got job opportunities, many people got because of the competition they were able to produce better things. Some companies by collaborating with a foreign company are able to get more profit, and some of the Indian companies are able to go abroad and establish factory there, industry there and so on. So we can say to a large extent the people of India have benefited from this globalization. Of course there are also demerits are there, so long we are talking about the benefits of globalization in India by starting this industry in India. So we shall wind it up for today, and we'll see again in the next class. The rest of the class we'll see the steps to attract foreign investment. What are the steps that a country can take in order to attract the foreign investment? So thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.